Hi.
We met last year for the first time, and since then I've done a couple of demos, and I think it's going to go crazy because right now on the way to me is my brand new Carl Martin Custom Shop 50 with 212 cab, which will be featured in a lot of videos, and hopefully some more Carl Martin pedals. And arriving here, I was a little bit surprised because they have some really cool new stuff, and I thought, well, Carl Martin, you know, traditional company, been around for so long, they're just gonna stay with what they've done and kind of like Gibson, you know, build what you have and stick with it and don't improve. And I see a lot of really cool new stuff, and I'm hoping that Soren is gonna, you know, show us some of the new stuff. And since we can't lift up the pedals, I'm gonna film it with this. So, okay, what do we have?
What do we have?
Come closer. Yep.
Okay, first off, we have this new Plexitone low game.
Very cool.
Which is, apart from the new graphics, it's basically the same thing like this one. If you take the drive there, will be equal to drive there. So it's like factor 10 less gain.
Yeah, because I have tested a couple of Plexi pedals, you know, clones and stuff, and they always have too much gain.
It's a high gain thing.
Yeah, well, a lot of the Chinese clones, it doesn't matter where the gain is. It's always the same. The gain knob is pretty much unusable on those.
Okay.
It's a one-trick pony, and this is very cool.
So it's but again, to have a crunch, Plexitone crunch thing going on instead of a Plexitone high gain.
Yeah. For me, usually it's too much, and I really like I have the big Plexitone, and I like it when you don't engage the second drive, and when you have it on a little bit less, because it's actually really nice for kind of bluesy things. But most of the times it's too much.
It is.
Yeah. So this is very cool.
That'll be new this year.
This you came out with recently?
The UNTX we came out with, a few months back.
Yep.
Basically, again, that is, you can see it there. Basically, that is, it's a musician's request, basically. Having two hydro boosts in one pedal.
Ah, okay. And switchable.
And switchable. We developed the idea a little bit, so you can use it in serial mode, that means input, output on the top. You can use it in parallel. You can have input, output here for one, input, output here for boost 2.
Oh, that is cool.
So, in that mode here, you can have it like a pre-gain boost or a post-gain boost.
So you could actually have it with the individual inputs and outputs at two different points in the chain.
Yeah, exactly.
Or for two different amps.
Or two different amps.
Very flexible. That is a cool idea.
Or, you know, one in your pedal setup and one used in your effect loop for level.
Yeah. Very cool.
On zero mode, you have, what is that? You have boost 1. Or
just going into the other,
boost 2 or boost 1
and then stack them. Very nice.
So I don't know if you can replace a volume pedal, but you have 4 levels basically.
And then how does it work with the Custom 50? Because I mean the Custom 50 has the tiniest bit of breakup on full gain as far as I've seen. And if you boost it with this,
the Custom Shop 50 is not meant for breakup.
Yeah, it's a clean amp. That's why it's got the KT88. So a lot of headroom. But if you push it with this, is that a good idea or is it no? Okay, good.
No, the Custom Shop is meant for, like we talked about that, like a good set of studio monitors, shit in, shit out.
Yeah. Exactly.
You need the outboard. Basically. To get it. Here, coming later this year, now it says dual. That dual will be replaced with an anti-Timmons signature.
Oh, okay.
So that, again, that's a request from anti-Timmons. If we can make him, because he used our compressor limiter for I don't know how many years, 20 years.
So he had some ideas on it.
He would like it the same compressor with 2 presets, basically like this.
Oh, okay.
So you have the threshold and the response shared, but what you shift between is level and compression.
So I mean, for someone like him, why have 2 compressors on the board and carry it around, because that's the other option, having two individual compressors.
Exactly, yeah.
So you have it in one box.
In one box.
Very nice.
And in one net, same.
Definitely a live application. In the studio you wouldn't care.
I mean, no, of course not, but I have thought about this idea myself for years, because I think compression is very understated. A lot of guitar players does not really know how to use compression correct. Because you can use two things. You can use it as the old bus, blue bus, with a lot of kind of sustain, and it's pumping like an effect kind of thing. But with the Martins, you can use them also as limiting. Yeah. So having two presets, you can use it as just a limiting source to equal out.
I personally like compressors when they change my attack.
That's more like the effect.
Yeah. And obviously to get the sound fuller and longer, but I really like it when I get a different, maybe sharper attack. I loved, which one was the one that Tim Pierce was demoing?
That's one.
Yeah, the single one, yeah. Because that was day and night. His sound before it had such a big impact on his clean sound.
It does, yeah.
It was. I mean, usually sometimes compressors can be very subtle, and you're like, well, do I really need that, because it doesn't make a big difference, and you feel it more than you hear it. But with his demo, you heard it immediately.
Yeah.
It made me very interested in that compressor.
But also the same thing you hear if you had a good compressor. The subnotes is coming up.
Yeah.
So it makes the sound fuller. And that is probably what you heard.
Yeah, it's just.
And also we have this chicken pick kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I do a lot of hybrid picking now, and it's just so much more fun with a good compressor.
It does the whole world different.
Yeah. What is this?
Tremaniac.
That's a cool name.
Again, a funny thing. We one day we worked with set up two short trips.
Okay.
And come just after one another. Oh, that's funny. That's really fun effects. We made this Tremaniac. It's not out yet. Basically, you have two tremolos in it. You can combine in different ways. You have the function down here. It's a little bit complicated actually, because you have like two presets. You have the tremolo running in serial or parallel mode. Or in stereo mode.
I can already see all the applications. In stereo, it's clear. It makes a very nice wide stereo field. But in series, I mean, you could
have one.
Yeah, you could have a slow wave that still has it, kind of like FM.
Yeah.
But in very slow.
Yeah. So it's really cool. And if you have two amps.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And you have your one going there and one going there, you know, because if it uses a stereo effect, because sound is time, and you take the time of.
I've done some stuff with stereo now. I've got the Strymon Deco, which is 2 tape decks, and you can do stuff like this. It's of course all digital, but I mean this on an analog plane with two tremolos that are the same tremolo, not in different companies. That and in one box, that could be really cool.
It's really interesting. It's really fun also.
And is that going to be, because this is not the same line as the more expensive line, is that the medium price range, or where is it going to be?
This one belongs to the...
okay. Yeah. I saw you had some new stuff here.
Yeah, we have the... I think in a month time.
Okay.
That hit the streets.
People have been waiting for a smaller version.
Yeah, so it is the same thing as your demo,
just different shape.
Different shape and less real estate. The power supply is not that interesting, except we come with a few new ones.
Well, I mean, I always find it interesting when there's actually enough outputs with high milliamps for digital pedals.
Yeah.
Because not enough companies include enough outputs. Except when there's like Voodoo Lab, and they have a whole digital one, but then they have to spend a lot of money only for one with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So this would actually be interesting.
The most interesting thing could be like the Greg House Lickbox. Greg is actually coming here tomorrow. And
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Again, basically that's a unit that captures Greg's signature tone. And you have a high gain and crunch, and you may ask now, before you ask, I ask for you, why is the high gain before the crunch? That's reversed.
That's true. Well, I would have been thinking that he doesn't stack them, or does he? Okay.
Here comes the trick. It's too different. The crunch is more mid-ranged, as we always like, you know, like the tube screamer thing, you know, more mid-ranged. Like the Hot Rod Boost Mark 3, which we talked about, yeah? So you have a high gain thing here, like the Plexitone. You have the crunch like the Hot Rod Boost Mark 3, and the boost like the Calmasi boosts.
Okay. Yeah. Because I saw he likes the Plexitone, so I was thinking that the high gain is probably like a Plexitone voice.
It is a voice like a Plexitone, exactly.
The Hot Crunch Boost in the video in Brad Kingman's video for the cut. Holy crap! He only had that one pedal and he engaged it. That was an amazing sound. That amp with that pedal, it had way more gain than I thought the pedal has, and it was killer. It was an amazing sound. I was very impressed.
It's very natural,
yeah. It just sounded like that's the sound that a lot of guitar players want. It sounded high gainish, but with a lot of detail in the sound. It wasn't just flat. It had. I just really loved what he got out of it.
Very open, dynamic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, what happens here is it's something we talked to Greg about last year, but I found by coincidence when I built a board for a customer. Is if you take the crunch after the high gain and you combine the two, you cut even more of the highs and lows, get more mid-range emphasis for the leads, plus
it makes total sense because a high gain sound usually has biting high end
and much low end because it's the rhythm thing.
Yeah, especially a plexi. Yeah, and the mids are kind of scooped out on the plexi.
A little bit scooped out because you need this metal.
Yeah,
for a rhythm thing.
But then you add the crunch behind it, and it adds the mids back and cuts the top end.
Yeah, and because it's that one is so dynamic as it is, it raised the level like 3dB. So you know, hit that one, then you had your lead tone. Period.
And probably a very creamy singing lead tone.
Exactly.
Nice.
With a shitload of sustain. So basically you have a crunch, you have a gain, you have a lead, then you have a boost you can run individually. So imagine how many sounds you have in that one box.
Yeah, that's a really cool concept. Most companies wouldn't dare to do something, you know, reversed.
I don't know.
But if it makes sense,
it does indeed.
And price range wise, roughly where the Plexitone is, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit more, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's got Greg's name on it.
No, basically you have two more, it has two pedals in it.
Yeah, the Plexitone has two gain stages. Yeah, different, okay. What is the green thing? That looks cool. Subdivision, I already see something I like.
Basically, we have a working prototype here at home. Amazing tone. It's basically it's the echo from here, more or less.
Okay.
The Calmasi kind of echo. Not a clean digital delay, but a
definitely analog. A little bit gritty.
Yeah, gritty. Yeah. But you have, as you said yourself, you have the subdivision added. You have modulation added to it with depth and speed. You have two presets, so you can run one preset here, second preset there. That preset here, you have the tap timbre. So you can have the tap timbre with a longer, or you can go here and have a slapback delay.
Oh, okay.
Soft slapback, which you often, like 180 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, is something you can play with 99% of the time. And then, preparing for the lead, you do it like this. That could be a longer delay, and a higher delay, you know, and then you do like this. Off, and then you have your lead.
What does that mean?
Tone head 2 on off. It's like an old tape maker. You have two tone heads, right?
Yeah.
And imagine you have the trim here. Imagine you have the two tone heads sitting on a bar. You can move. So the trim is where you have the first delay, the original delay. The second delay, tone delay number 2. How far that is from the first one.
So it's like
going from dig-a-dig, dig-a-dig,
yes.
dig-a-dig, dig-a-dig, or dig-a-dig, 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 whatever, right?
Is that always proportional to the tap tempo?
Yeah, let's follow the tap. Let's follow this one.
Okay.
Preset 2 runs individually.
And all fully analog?
Yeah, it's a hybrid like the command.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. Yeah.
Very nice.
So and then of course the subdivision. That follows the subdivision.
How does it subdivide? 8 notes or?
8 notes, not 8. 8. So basically, you do all the
all the standard
stuff. YouTube
with,
stuff.
with delays, you can go crazy. I mean, we can add 200 more functions. The question is, do we need them? You know, I mean,
basically it has to be musical.
It has to be musical, and I mean, I've played delays with 3 knobs, and I had fun.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly.
And then you can have the biggest delay with all the functions in the world. If you don't know how to set them up or you don't need them, what's the point? I've played some stuff that you just play and you want to keep on playing, and some things where you go, okay, now I understand it, and you put the guitar away. Yeah. You don't want that.
Same thing like with the original repeat. It doesn't do shit. You have a tone and manually no time, tap tempo or nothing. But it's music.
You just play it.
It's music. Yeah. It just sounds nice and adds to your sound.
This gives you a lot of options, but I think once you learn it, for me it looks like probably a good hour spending with it, so I know roughly what it does. Then maybe a week till I mastered exactly how to set it up, but then I know exactly if I'm playing a gig, reach down, and I know what I want, and I can get complex delay textures without digging through menus.
Yeah.
Because who wants to dig through menus? Live? No one.
No one, no. So, and again, the sound is amazing. Rich, full, and you can do all the YouTube things and stuff.
And I love the color.
And the color is green.
It's the only real green thing.
Yeah, like that is. I don't know.
Way cool. And I saw the Headroom Mini.
Headroom Mini is just a project we're working on. Back home we're working on an acoustic amplifier. I have an idea about I want to make an acoustic amplifier sounding acoustic.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty new idea, huh?
Very original. Go right ahead.
So, and we're pretty far in that project. In that project we will have a reverb. Sounding pretty much like that, but
you want it digital and simple.
Yeah. This one is like a hybrid. So we take that reverb circuitry when it's done to put it in here, the same features. But again, not as fragile as this one.
Yeah, because I think someone else.
The sound is not the same though. Still, this one is unique.
Yeah. Remember that we had a problem on the first one you sent me, and on the video someone actually posted. They had the same problem, and I wrote them, contact Carl Martin. It's probably that one of the springs got loose or something. Yeah. And it's definitely something people have to know that when they handle it. I mean, this is an amazing piece of gear,
but it's very fragile.
It's very fragile. It's not for if you have roadies. If you carry your own shit, okay. But if you've got roadies throwing things, not gonna happen. Which is why it can be remote controlled, so it's actually behind your gear and not.
That's the idea is that because you have it in a rack system.
Yeah, I actually use it a lot to demo trigger functions on loopers.
Okay.
Instead of just showing, okay, you can switch your amp, I show you can also switch this.
Yeah.
And I use it a lot in demos for loopers. Now, I would say between us, but the cameras are rolling. How close are you going to get to the real analog spring reverb sound?
Not close enough.
For the boutique ear, let's put it that way.
Yeah, not close enough. It's pretty close. It's pretty close, but it's not close enough. But it still has this, you still have this pre-delay thing going on, and this wall vibrations going on, like you have a spring. Because a digital delay is more like. Spring is more like.
Yeah, it flutters. It has some pitch modulation too in the attack.
Yeah.
Which, if it's done, I've heard digital spring reverbs that in the beginning actually had a like an actual pitch problem.
Okay.
I tested no, I didn't test it because I refused to. The Moore Spark, it's a tiny little.
Okay. Yeah.
And they tried to program a spring, and when you hit the string, it goes unusable.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Really horrible.
Yeah.
I don't think you made that mistake.
No.
No.
This one will be like, if you have full reverb, it had a lot of modulation to it. Because of all this, you have this, I don't know, it's flood or whatever it is. But it's pretty close.
But who cranks up
But
a
no
reverb
cigar.
all the way? I mean, come on.
Yeah, pretty close, but no cigar.
And I see you have a new amp. Like a little one.
A little one, yeah. Basically that is, as you say, working man's boutique.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
15 watt.
Okay.
It's made in China, but parts used, you know, it's a what's it called? Celestion, which is 30. It's a large electronics.
Actually, that's not true. G12.
No, it's with the 20.
I just had it zoomed in.
Yeah, but that's what's there on the labels nowadays.
Oh, really? Okay.
G12, which is 20.
Tells you what I know. Nothing.
No, it's correct.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
Celestion speakers. Electronics, last one. EL84s. All the right parts, you know, wood transformers, well built, orange caps, all that shit. You know, we have to ship them here actually.
They don't have parts that good in China.
No, not good enough for this. The thing is, to be honest, even though made in China, it went up pretty expensive.
Really?
Because the parts cost of the parts. Cost,
yeah, you're right, the parts.
And it's only the labor that's cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's, but anyway, it's working man's boutique. It's boutique quality amp made in China, good quality, and it is still like it runs for $1,200 retail. So it's still a lot cheaper than if it was the custom shop series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that you're doing the direct sale on the custom shop, actually $1,450 for the head. That's nothing. I mean, it's a hand-wired 50-watt amp with a lot of headroom, and my Sur Badger was $1,700, and that's not hand-wired. It has a PCB inside. It's a great amp, but with the Carl Martin we're talking, that's a different level. I'm hoping I'll see next week. But I think it'll be a different level. And at $1,450 for the head, that's a killer deal. And I'm definitely going to make sure that people understand that they will only get this price because it's direct sales. And I will try to make them understand if they were to buy this in a store, they'd be forking over probably 3,000, 3,500 euro. So they have to understand that they're not buying an amp that's $1,450. They're buying an amp that realistically would be twice as much. And that Carl Martin is only doing the direct sales so that people can actually get this quality amp and experience it. So I'll make sure I'll mention that.
You'll call me and they will say, fucking hell, that cabinet is great.
No, really?
Yeah, I told you that. The 2x12 inch cab. Yes.
Okay, I will let you go. Okay. We are running, and take care of your customers. Thank you so much. We'll be riding and talking.